Okay, so I wanted to do a video. I was coming back on here because I must say, I would say roughly a month ago, I had I had a dream. I had a dream that it was summertime. I remember being on the beach. Um, what I remember seeing people, my friends, and I was with my family. Beautiful. I think it was like a sunset. I remember looking out, I was like, wow, it's so beautiful. And I remember my friend, I think she went to the bathroom, and then when she came back, all I remember is seeing, trying to describe it. I remember just seeing on the outside uh, a bunch of angels, like in a circle almost, and they had trumpets, and I believe it was about seven. I remember seeing trumpets, and they went from down, and then all seven of them was about to be blown, and they were being blown, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then the whole time I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" I knew I was like, everybody has to be seeing what I'm seeing. So I looked around. I'm asking my family members, "You see this?" They were like, "See what?" I'm like, "You don't see this?" Then my friend came out from the bathroom. So when she came out, I was like, "Look, look, 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 look! Do you see that? Look!" She was like, "No." Right after I said that, I gotta say, it was like an angel who spoke to me and said, all I heard in the dream was, they're not gonna see what you're seeing. And instantly, I thought about the coming of the Lord because all the trumpets would be blown. And after the seventh trumpet, we already know that the Lord would be here. So I just remember looking around, like, just as in the days of Noah, people are going to be eating and drinking and giving into marriage, like everything's normal. We were on a beach, you know, family time, just chilling with friends. And literally, out of nowhere, angels came down, were blowing a trumpet, but nobody was seeing it. Like, and now that I think about it, now I really feel that it's God was showing me that only the remnant, only those that are paying attention, that are staying in the Word of God and praying and fasting and standing fast with God and focusing that we're in the last days and focusing on the times that we're in. Those are the people that's going to see the coming of the Lord. I mean, all eyes shall see him. So let me get that right. All eyes shall see him. However, people don't realize trumpets are being blown, and literally it was like a bunch of trumpets were already blown, but it was like all of them were being blown at one time. It was just like, because it could have been like we in the sixth, like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to break this down. But all I remember, all the angels were gold. Like, they were beautiful. It was like gold. A lot of people are are missing the signs of the coming of the Lord. He says there will be many signs that, and like he says in Matthew 24, there'll be signs of his coming. Earthquakes, famines, there's the seas and the waves roaring. This happening like crazy now all over the world. We have animals dying, Hosea prophecy, and we have birds falling from the sky. We have major earthquakes happening all over the world. It snowed in the Sahara Desert this year alone, in 2018. Stuff that has volcanoes erupting, like constant stuff that has not happened for years. And we've been breaking record, like volcanoes that have erupted in over 100 and something years. We had blood moons. We had blood water. We had waters turning into blood red. And I think it happened in Russia, I'm believing recently. They tested the waters. They don't know why, but we do. It's Bible prophecy, and a lot of people don't want to believe it, obviously. The main problem with this is that people are not paying attention to the signs of his coming. So when that last trumpet is sound, many people, like what happened with Noah, as in the days of Noah, when God warned, he told Noah to keep on warning the people. And the people would not listen up until it started raining. People are not going to realize that Jesus is coming until this earth is in such turmoil where they're going to have to say that Jesus is coming. They're going to have to admit it. And in certain radio stations, certain newscasters are beginning to quote us and quote the Bible, saying, well, these Christians are saying that all of this stuff all over the world is happening because Jesus Christ is coming. But they're more like mocking it because they don't believe it. I'm doing this video, and because I always want to let people know the dreams and stuff that I learn and stuff, but also to let people know that if you've been distracted, if you've been caught off guard, if you've been going through a lot and you feel like you got thrown off, get back into the Word. I'm going through a lot now. I'm being tested. I can't say tested. I'm being tested. I'm going through a lot. Excuse me. However, I am allowing the Word of God to be my comfort. I am allowing the promises of God to be my hope and my joy. For the joy of the Lord is my strength. We have to know what to fall back on. There's certain people, when I was living in the world, I will fall back into sin to cover up my sin, if you understand what I'm saying. I would get into sin, and because I couldn't deal with it and face it, I used to cover it up with more sin. And it only made it worse for me because I had to reap what I sowed. Now, when I go through stuff, instead of trying to soak and smoke, drink, and do stupid stuff, I get into the Word. I get before the throne room of God, and I pray and ask God to help me. And I lay it at His feet. I pray that you guys do the same. And I pray that you guys get right with God. If you fell away and, like I said, you got distracted, because the enemy is distracting. He's coming very hard. If many of you are feeling like, wow, all these attacks happening, you're going to be attacked like never before. If you've been going hard for God and you're like, why am I getting attacked so hard left and right and it won't stop? Like, you get down, you try to get back up and you get knocked down. I'm there. I understand. I'm still going through it. It's almost over. And I can smile and say that because God will never give you more than you could bear without giving you a way out. So you're almost there. Keep going. You're not alone. God is with you every step of the way. He will never leave you nor forsake you. And He is with you always. We have to let the promises of God get us to the end. We have to learn to endure to the end. This will strengthen us. This will make us come out as gold. God, even though the enemy have us going through this for just the worst to try to destroy us, God is going to turn it around for our good. Anybody that's trying to destroy you, they have to reap what they sow. They have to face God. But God is going to, everything that they're doing for your bad, God will do for your good. But I do pray that you pray for strength in the middle of the storm and focus on God so you won't fall like Peter. But even if you do fall, guess who was there to pick you up? Jesus is right there. He's marvelous. Remember how faithful God is. He's very faithful. So don't give up. Don't give in. But I definitely tell you, look up for our redemption. Draweth nigh. God bless you all. And remember, focus and pay attention to the signs of the time because they're everywhere. Jesus is coming.